Hey there guys, it's Rick here with Airgun Web, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. I have got the GAMO Swarm Magnum Pro 10X Gen 3i here. We've talked about the mechanics, we've talked about recoil, we've talked about grip and hold, we've talked about follow through, we've talked about technique, we've talked about how to adjust your scope. What about some troubleshooting, right? So what do you do when the gun, I think this gun's shooting great, right? If I can keep if I could put all my shots in a dime or a nickel group at 20 yards, I'm a happy freaking guy, okay? So that's awesome for me. I'm tickled silly, especially if I could just come out and do it consistently. So that I got to come out and do that, right, to see if it works. So that's going to be the next fun part. But what happens when you're getting these great groups and all of a sudden things stop working? Well, that stinks, right? And there's like... everybody say, oh, it's your scope, and it's this, it's that, and now you're spending money on all kinds of stuff you don't need to spend money on, and then now you're frustrated. So you don't want that. So the first thing you're going to do, check your screws, right? Check your scope screws, check your stock screws. When I started this today, I shot a group. It was a little bit bigger, and then I said, you know what, let me check my stock screws. I got my torque bit out, went through, and sure enough, they were just the teeniest bit loose. Now, why does that matter? Well, if this isn't rigid, that stock's moving around, you're going to have that same variability because of the recoil. And because of the recoil, that reverse recoil is hard on stuff. The screws are going to loosen up over time. So if you shoot 50 or 100 shots, just check your stock screws. And that alone is going to save you a ton of headache. I'm just telling you. You're going to thank me for that one. And also your scope mounts. Now, if you're adjusting your scope mounts, you're putting different tension on this, you may have to resight your scope, just so you know. Once this gets sort of no longer moving, and like I could put my bit in and I'm not getting any movement anymore, you're good to go. But even on this, when I took this out of the bag today to do this video, after I shot my first group, before I shot this for the video, I checked all my screws, and sure enough, these were not loose, but they certainly could use a little tightening, which I did. So everything's now tight, and I think that's why the gun's shooting so consistently. You'd be surprised how critical that is. People miss it, they don't do it, and then they're buying new scopes, doing all kinds of things, and wondering why they're not getting the same results they used to. The other thing it could be is sometimes there's something mechanically wrong with the gun, right? So it happens. It's not nearly as often as people think. It's usually them, not the gun. But let's say there is. A great tool is a chronograph. I like the Pro Chrono Digital Deluxe. I don't have that one with me today, but it talks to your cell phone. It gives you the velocities right back to you. I think those are awesome. You know, if you baseline your gun and I'm getting this FPS with these pellets and it shoots great, and then now you're not getting accuracy and all of a sudden your FPS is all over the place, or it's low, or it's just, well, that's where you could have something mechanical going on with the gun. Now I want to say GAMO has a great warranty program, and they have some great technicians. So if your gun's under warranty, and even if it's out of warranty, contact them. They will help you out. Okay, you don't want to be taking these things apart and doing it yourself. You just don't. A lot of people think they want to. Having been a guy back in the Springer days, used to tune a ton of these things. Well, the spring guns, less the gas rams. Yeah, it's not something you want to do. I mean, maybe you really do want to do it, and more power to you. But if it's in warranty, they're going to fix it. If it's out of warranty, they have a flat rate rebuild. So it's very affordable. It's worth doing. If you think you're having something mechanical going on with your gun, don't give up. Reach out. They will take care of you. I actually know the guy who runs that department. Super nice guy, and he really cares about the products and that they're working the way they're supposed to. So you're not left out to fend for yourself. They do have a great service department that can help you out. Hopefully that's been useful. This is the GAMO Swarm Magnum Pro 10X Gen 3i. Gosh, it's a long name. And it is the top of the food chain for GAMO's multi-shot brake barrels. Just a really, really nice gun, but it takes a little work to get the most out of it. Hopefully this video has been useful so that you can get the most out of your air gun. And these principles I'm talking about today, they will translate down any spring gun. This is going to be helpful. That is it. It's Rick here with Airgun Web. Thanks for watching.